to 9 to noon in the Friday Football Feast into the second hour. This is the fantasy football portion of the equation. And speaking of fantasy football, we would like to welcome the members of the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen who are at Buffalo Wild Wings Blaine today and are listening at FM 100.3 KFAN, League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. Welcome.
Is that a league?
I guess so. It's called LXG, League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Are you sure it's not LEG?
No, I'm just going off what the commissioner of the league told me.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry I've become staccato. But watching Brett Blakemore eat, I'm wondering if he was a hostage in another life. Holy cow, you can't eat any faster than that. Good Lord, somebody feed that boy.
Well, as a kid, growing up, Wausau, Wisconsin, 13, 14 years old, drinking MGDs with Dad at a Pizza Hut. You know, you learn to eat a certain way.
Well, in his hometown, Spam is considered fine dining. Okay, IHoP, in honor of Paul, as in Paul Charchian. In honor of Paul, the co-host of the Friday Football Feast for a decade and a half, we called this bad boy IHoP. In honor of Paul, and we attack running backs for a third time this season. It's touchdowns only. We ain't betting on it. There's no tie to the end of it from a philanthropic standpoint or a brag. It just doesn't matter. We just want to honor Paul. This will be the third time we've done running back, so you can't take the same guy twice. Just in case you guys have crafted one of these guys. Alec, you've had James Cook, who played last night, and Travis Etienne. Nordo has had Jordan Mason and Jahmyr Gibbs. I have had Kyron Williams and Jonathan Taylor. So we can't take the same guy twice. Here's the score. I have 54 points. Nordo has 34. And Alec has 22. Now, the only bigger L last week than 9 to noon put on the Lakeville South high school football team in whatever round they were in the postseason would be Nordo on the radio bandying about and going back and forth between Josh Allen and which quarterback you take?
Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts and Allen, and he was just, the mental gymnastics were unbelievable. Well, he talked himself out of Josh Allen, who ended up having 6 touchdowns.
Yeah.
But that means that he's close to being hot.
Yeah.
Now, Alec's not trying. Hopefully he tries, at least tries this week.
It'd be nice if you did.
And
you're atrocious.
I took a quarterback last week that got me no points. So here we are, 54, 34, 22. Touchdowns only, 6 for rushing and receiving, 4 if anybody throws. Alec Lewis, who are you going to grace us with this week via in honor of Paulie Wally?
Yeah, I've been rewiring my neurological pathways for this all week.
Smart player. Spearfish caught another stray.
Spearfish, there's only so much. Spearfish is doing a great job over there. Jahmyr Gibbs.
Ooh.
The Lions play the Giants. I don't love the Lions' offensive line right now. I really don't. But the Giants are run-onable. And Jahmyr Gibbs is electric. Do I get touchdowns if he catches the ball or no?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Jahmyr Gibbs is due, right? He's due for a big breakout.
Yeah. The due part,
he's been having breakouts.
I'm due, he's due.
So it's going to be great to go to Vegas with you one day. Maybe the marketing director also.
Yeah.
And we're at a roulette table. And young Alec will look up at 16 consecutive reds and say, Paul, put 500 on black because it's due. That sounds like a sure way to lose a nickel.
I don't know. Jahmyr Gibbs. The Giants,
Why
they
not?
have Dexter Lawrence and Brian Burns and guys we're going to see in a few weeks in New York. Can't wait to go to New York.
When you watched back, I didn't watch back as much Green Bay offense as I'm sure you did. I'm probably a quarter and a half into it.
Sure.
It's not skeletal remains of Dexter Lawrence. It's not dominating 3 technique formerly known as Dexter Lawrence.
But it's close.
That ain't the same Dexter Lawrence that I remember.
Yeah, it was a little interesting. There was one time where he comes scotch-free through the A-gap. I'm like, that looks like an offensive line mess up. Probably don't want that happening. But yeah, Dexter Lawrence does not look like the same player.
But Brian Burns has really kind of taken over as the patriarch of that defense, hasn't he?
That's good, the patriarch. Patriarch. That's good.
Oh, you said scotch-free, so
The Patriarch's pretty good. No, they've got Kayvon Thibodeau. They've got
Abdul Carty sleeping in the facility, missing a team meeting. Hey!
Speaking of that, though, you've been in the Vikings facility, and they've got, next to the locker room, there's like this little side room.
Yeah.
And it is so nappable.
Well, yeah, because it's super dark. They got food in there. But even in the locker room, they have those comfy couches with ottomans or things on which you can rest your legs and a fire.
And, oh my gosh, the fire in the locker room is great. But there's this big plush, like, what do you call the bean bag?
Sure.
Bean bag?
Chair?
I think, yeah, that's what it is.
Okay.
There's one of those that's just gigantic, and you'll see players just falling asleep on them all the time. So
amazing.
Abdul Carter gave Rasheed Walker a problem, and you hope that Jonathan Grenard will do the same in a couple days. Anyway, I'm taking Jahmyr Gibbs.
So you're taking Jahmyr Gibbs.
Why would anybody ever play pull tabs?
So honestly, I told you
ever.
it's not your game.
Well, I understand, but
what's wrong with it?
But it's not even fun. I mean, there's not even a sweat to it.
No, but when you win,
it's electric.
There's nothing like that.
Really?
I mean, it's
exhilarating. The line. That's electric.
No, but the money. You win the money tied to it.
Yeah, I wouldn't know what that feels like first time with pull tabs.
That's gonna have you playing slots.
Got to get you an electronic one, then you'll be really enjoying it.
So I'm going to do the same thing that I did last week. It's kind of a three-way coin flip between Derrick Henry, and I think they're hosting the Jets, and then you have Saquon at the Cowboys.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go with Christian McCaffrey at home against the Panthers.
None of you guys taking Jonathan Taylor. Great.
So, I think they're at KC, and I'm thinking that's a struggle this week.
Yeah.
But the idea between he's got 5 TDs his last 3 games.
CMC?
He catches and runs it in. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, McCaffrey. And the one way that you can really punish the Panthers' defense, overall, very good unit. I mean, Canales not doing an awful job down there in Charlotte. You can get him on the ground. And so whether it's passing, whether it's catching.
I like it.
Shanahan's not against making number 23 throw it, potentially. I mean, you can do anything with them, and I think they're in freight train mode right now, the Niners are, as they slowly get a little healthier.
I threw 15 pull tabs into the crowd, and this lady over here won $100. I just wasted my time opening 30-some-odd of these dumb things, and I didn't win anything.
And you can ask her how much fun it was when she pulled that.
Wow, that's fantastic, because I put 50 in the machine, which means technically I doubled my money, but you get all the money.
That's not bad. Like you said, we feed you at Buffalo Wild Wings. We clothe you with T-shirts. In this case, we compensate you
and we set
for
up
showing up.
We set up your kids 529s.
That's not bad. Hey, $50 a week. It matters in the long term. I'm telling you.
I like the McCaffrey pick. And
so do I. I didn't think about that one.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm thinking. The Panthers defense.
Because you're not trying.
Well, just watch Saquon light it up for 203 scores against that awful Cowboys defense in the divisional matchup.
The Eagles.
And McCaffrey gets shut out.
What is the Eagles' deal?
What do you mean? Yeah. Other than being the best team in the NFC, I don't know.
Yeah, but like in the media, it's like a mess. But like, are they just? Is it just like they're trying to make it a mess? I don't understand.
So I talked through a friend. I met a guy who writes for the Washington Post. And he's a Philly native.
How is Clem Florio?
How is Adam Kilgore?
And it was kind of interesting. He talked to me about, he said that they manufacture, like that's an actual thing.
Yeah.
Like they manufacture tension. Like they love it and they thrive in it. From Sirianni up to Howie Roseman, the whole bit in that building is
Big Dom.
Big Dom, of course. you will not be comfortable in that building.
Yeah.
And that's actually kind of part of how they run the entire operation. It's paying off with a Super Bowl, but it's constant. It's kind of like Jerry Jones light, it feels like, in terms of, again, whether it's AJ Brown on a freaking podcast, Sirianni and the weird facial expressions and mannerisms, and just kind of how front-running and dweeby he can be at times. Jalen Hurts, is he the guy? Is he not the guy? Well, if he's not the guy, who is the guy? You know what I mean? And they keep winning with that tension in the building.
Weird.
Don't you, and I've seen some of that from like the national talking head standpoint, the Jalen Hurts bit that Nordo just brought up. Honestly, how can anybody in sane mind wonder if Jalen Hurts, a Super Bowl winning quarterback where he might have been the MVP, is like the guy? Of course he is.
It's crazy.
It's funny because I've been like over the years, I'd say I've been skeptical about Jalen, but then you like we saw what he did against the Vikings at US Bank Stadium on third down. And you see the amount of plays he made. He doesn't turn the ball over a ton.
Right.
He's massive. Yeah,
and he has no pulse.
We're not doing Montana Hurts, Brady Hurts, Marino Hurts comparisons here.
No.
We're just talking about somebody capable of leading a team to the football version of the promised land. Oh, wait, he's done that, and he won.
Yeah, I don't.
It's just the stupidest talker ever.
It's crazy. But then, like, A.J. Brown, I think this morning or something, said he's like, we don't run crossing routes. And one of the reporters is like, why? He's like, I don't know, ask KP, the offensive coordinator. It's like, why? What are you doing?
They don't care.
They don't.
Because they laugh about, they wait and they look at the reaction and then they laugh with each other.
Which is interesting. It's interesting.
Yeah, it has an enigmatic side to it.
Well, I wonder if that's true, though, where you get all this vitriol out there, but inside the building, again, amidst this manufactured tension, they're like, look at these idiot clowns, like, worrying about what AJ said on a podcast.
Right.
They're all dogs. They're all buddies. OC's laughing about it. He's like, well, you guys kind of screwed me over in this upcoming presser. Thanks for that.
Well,
go out and house people.
Speaking of AJ, that's going to be my running back this week. He's showtime. I'm taking Aaron Jones at Lambeau Field.
Wow.
He went for about 140 from scrimmage last year.
Yeah.
Now, I know we had the veteran at quarterback, and we got the kid at quarterback now. But the way Aaron Jones twice this week has explained to yours truly, either it was talking about McCarthy after the L, but then for the radio the other day about the maturation of his hamstring since he came back. It's like you don't come back 10 of 10. You come back, 8 3/4 of 10, then it goes to 9, then it goes to 9.3. But he's feeling pretty good about this weekend.
How good of a guy is he?
Fantastic.
I mean, I've been around these locker rooms for multiple years, and there are very few guys who are as thoughtful, caring, empathetic. I mean, that dude is he is special. So
with Aaron Jones a year ago, did you feel like that was an emphasis into the game, returning to Lambeau, former Packer, you want to win the game? Is that something, do you believe that Kevin O'Connell would mix in former green and gold back in that house, that we're going to make an emphasis to give him opportunities to get into the end zone? And then would they do that the second time when some of the glitter is worn off?
That's a very fair question. And as a matter of fact, they came into the game last year looking to feature and focus on Aaron Jones. But then, lo and behold, they got up 28-0 in about 4 seconds, and they didn't really need to focus on the tailback.
And
they just kind of organically let it happen up to halftime. So Aaron thinks he's going to score this weekend. Okay. So I think he's going to score this weekend.
I like it.
And with running backs, in honor of Paul, as in Pauly Wally Charchian, Alec Lewis selects Jahmyr Gibbs. Eric Nordquist selects Christian McCaffrey. And I select Aaron Jones. Now, injury report today, Key. The farther along we get in the week, the more confused I get with Jonathan Grenard being on the trip or not being on the trip. But from the Packers standpoint, I'm beginning to think Quay Walker is on the bottom side of questionable, which is really unfortunate for Minnesota Vikings fans because he is a stone-cold liability in the passing game.
I'm glad you said that.
Well, all you got to do is think back to the Pittsburgh game, Patrick Queen.
You're 100% accurate.
Remember when, O'Connell was just ruining number 6, Patrick Queen's day?
It was like he had the laser pointer just right at Patrick Queen.
He looked at him like he was a 2-leaf clover and just kept going at him time after time and time again.
Just like a 2-leaf clover.
But Quay Walker, well, I mean, he can play downhill pretty nicely, but pass coverage ain't his thing. I think he might be on the bottom side of questionable. Josh Jacobs, their running back with 11 touchdowns this year. He seems to be of the 50-50 variety for this game.
Yeah, he went to limited yesterday, didn't he?
Yeah, I think it was limited. It was
a DNP on Wednesday.
DNP, yeah. He definitely hasn't been full yet. So let's see if he goes full. We'll begin with Alec. The importance of Josh Jacobs to them in this game, and good morning.
Yeah, I mean, the run game. Good morning. Good morning.
Didn't say good morning.
The run game is very important for them in this game, no doubt. Josh Jacobs has been good this year, but he has not been what he was last year. And he doesn't have, the major juice that, I don't know, I've come to kind of expect with him. Their backups, Emmanuel Wilson and Chris Brooks, are capable. And so, in the red zone, not having Josh Jacobs probably matters.
Right.
But I like Emmanuel Wilson, this D2 guy who's really kind of developed. Aaron Jones, I was talking to Aaron yesterday in the locker room, really likes Emmanuel Wilson as a dude and player. So I don't know if it's the biggest deal, but Jordan Love, I mean, they're just like the Vikings in this game Sunday, their approach is going to be to stay out of third and long. And it's the same for both sides, and we talk about it every week, but that's going to be huge. So not having Josh Jacobs definitely matters.
If you were to ride your discernment, some would call it gut feeling. I like to call it discernment. Would you, I mean, it's not a heaven or hell equation, so if you're wrong, it's fine. Do you think Jacobs plays this weekend? I don't.
I'd say no.
Yeah.
That would be my guess.
Yeah.
And then if Jonathan Grenard, I would say yes. Like, that's probably where I'd go. But I don't know on either of those. I'd be speculating.
I mean, I think it means the world to the team from the standpoint that even though they're not necessarily as explosive, they still run the hell out of the ball. I think they're top 10 in attempts, that sort of thing. So there's, where we're begging for commitment, it's kind of disjointed at times. They're going to do the 2-3 yards in a cloud of dust in the hopes that it's going to pay off, possibly with a big spot run. You mentioned Emmanuel Wilson. The other end of it, this is the best third down offense in the NFL. The Packers are. And a lot of that is built on first down production from the rushing attack. And you're right, I've been reading it all week. I think that they, and I assume it's accurate, that they have a ton of faith, maybe in a vacuum for one game. They can go by committee with the Brooks and the Wilson trick. But if they're not in and they're not seeing early down productivity on the run game, and you're going to make Jordan Love make those plays, 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8, and beyond, as you mentioned, it's a weekly talker. It matters a ton. I think they're in massive trouble if they don't have Josh Jacobs in this game.
Yeah, I mean, I think we disagree.
You think I'm being hyperbolic?
No, which I think is fair. Like,
because you love Jordan Love. He's going to go for 400.
Well, they're best in the NFL on 3rd and long. Yeah. And I think so much of that is
quarterback's been good.
Quarterback driven. But no.
And I had forgotten they were down Jaden Reed.
They are.
I mean, he hasn't played in forever, but man, he's a key on 3rd down.
And I went back, I was watching some early Packers stuff. Tucker Kraft for them. I mean, them not having him is such a massive deal. He was becoming, I mean, I don't know, top 5, top 3 tight ends in the NFL. It was very impressive what he was doing. But
and he came off the best game of his career, I think, in that prime time before the game he got hurt.
Yeah, the one thing about their run game is the offensive line isn't as good, which I think just really, whether it's Jacobs or Emmanuel Wilson or Chris Brooks, it really affects them. Paired with that, though, their run design is as impressive as really anybody you're going to watch. Like, they do some real designer stuff. Shotgun run, pulling guards, fake pullers. Like, it is, they put a lot, you can tell when you watch the film that they put a lot of time and effort and energy into designing their run game. I think a lot of that comes from their OC, Adam Stenovich, who you talk to people in the industry that they think he's like a major, like, behind the scenes key there and riser in the industry. So, ask Kevin about it today. He'll talk.
Couldn't pick him out of a 2-person lineup standing next to Gilbert Brown.
Ask Kevin O'Connell about Adam Stenovich today, and you'll get some good stuff. But so we'll see. The run game is huge because the more Jordan Love is in those 3rd and long spots, I mean, the tougher it's going to be. Brian Flores' defense in 3rd and long has been. There have been times where it's been really good, and there have been key moments in 3rd and long where they've given up passes, and it's just like a gut punch. But we'll see about Josh Jacobs.
I just wonder about our ability to get to him at times, getting to Jordan Love. If we are going to mitigate the run game and get to him, I want to see our D-line show up.
Let's flip it. The potency or potentially lack thereof of the Vikings running game against Green Bay.
Vikings should be able to run the ball. That's why I like the Aaron Jones pick. I mean, like, the Packers defensive line, they've got this guy, Colby Wooden, big player.
Oh, yeah.
They've got Devontae Wyatt is a better pass rusher than he is a run defender. There are some other guys like your Carl Brooks, but their interior defensive line no longer.
This Enoch Barry,
I like
not
him.
bad.
I like him. But they no longer have Kenny Clark.
Yeah.
That's a major deal. And then from the Vikings' perspective, you're going to get Ryan Kelly back probably. And so you're going to have Christian Darrisaw, Donovan Jackson, Ryan Kelly, Will Fries, and Brian O'Neill. And that group, was signed, paid, drafted to be able to run the football. And so I expect you to see that this weekend. That's why I like the Aaron Jones pick. It's a great pick, and you're going to be leading by 70 next week.
Well, it's a little bit different, but it's kind of similar like the J.J. McCarthy talker. It's like each and every week we're talking about mechanics. We're talking about, it feels like similar things, and they're finding different ways to talk about those same things. I kind of feel like that with the run game a little bit, man. This is another team on a schedule in Week 12 in which we can go into this game saying, I think the Vikings can run the ball a little bit on Sunday. Just prove it. Okay, now go out and do it. You know what I mean? And I really liked, I think it was 5 attempts by Jones on that opening drive against the Bears. And then situationally, functionally, we kind of got away from it. I would like to see that commitment. And that's why, talking a little bit about PA, asking him, do you think there's an emphasis because Jones, the former Packer, we went out there and made sure that he was featured, that he had opportunities. It doesn't necessarily have to be about that. It's we identify that weakness. We have to adjust a little bit. I think a lot of things can benefit from us making that commitment. But step one, I think, yes, absolutely, we can be super effective on the ground against the Pack.
Alec's inclusion, 9 to noon, is courtesy of Steve's Appliances and stevesappliances.com. If you need appliances, stop by Mounds View. Or if you start online, start with Shop Deals. You're going to find savings of up to thousands of dollars on certain appliances. Please mention 9 to noon. Please let Brian or Sarah, the owners, know. You heard about this via 9 to noon, and they're going to take care of you in the first place. But I don't know, maybe a little more Thanksgiving from them with their deals that already are second to none with fast delivery, free recycling, and guaranteed low prices. We love you, Steve's Appliances.
Yes, we do.
And thank you very much for the aid with Alec Lewis of The Athletic and theathletic.com each and every Friday at the Friday Football Feast. stevesappliances.com. Mention 9 to noon. Let the savings begin. Now, Vikes Bites is around the corner. Yours truly is going to be roaming throughout the Buffalo Wild Wings Blaine crowd. You can create your own Vike Bite
I love this.
if you have one, but we got some for Nordo and Alec. So see you in a second at FM 100.3 KFAN. Hey, Buffalo Wild Wings, Blaine. Hey, right here. I'm back in the bar area. Come here. Hey, make sure to tip your servers and your bartenders exponentially, okay? These lovely ladies and the bartender and everybody else, they got up super early. We have a jam-packed crowd. It's congested, a lot of human clipping penalties. So make sure you tip everybody exponentially today, okay? A round of applause for the work they're doing. Today ain't a great day to be cheap.
Are you bartending right now?
Yeah. No, I just wanted to walk back there and kind of get a feel for it to start Vikes Bites, which is provided by
Thousand Hills Lifetime Grazed, grass-fed beef. Shop online. Box of meat shows up at your doorstep. Local Coburns and Kowalski's locations. Local co-ops. Proud sponsors. Gophers Athletics. Clearwater, Minnesota's finest Thousand Hills.
All right, so here's the deal with Vikes Bites. We do it weekly, weekdays at FM 100.3, KFAN, and the 9 to noon show. Nordo generally leads it. I lead it on Fridays from the crowd, so Nordo can get some more opinions in. We have Alec Lewis from The Athletic and theathletic.com. I have some questions written down, but this is create your own Vike Bite. So if you have a Vikings, Packers, or Vikings-related question of any type, just put your hand up, and we will come find you in the crowd. And then you can, if you know you're coming up next, you can text somebody and say, hey, honey, Billy, Johnny, Christy, Susie, Tamika, Antoine, I'm going to be on the radio. And everybody can gather around the radio and be a very super special occasion. What is your name and where are you from?
I'm from Brett. I'm from Iowa.
Okay, Brett from Iowa, wearing the Jordan Love jersey. Double B, I mean Brett. What's your Vike Bite for the team?
I think the Purple's best chance to get a victory is get the running game going. What does Aaron Jones got to do to get that famous Lambeau leap?
Oh, wow, he asked a serious question. Oh, and by the way, what?
I don't want to ruin the bit.
Well, no, it's not ruin the bit. I gave you an opportunity to savage everything purple and gold or 9 to noon, and you swung and missed. Kind of like your quarterback's going to do on the final 3 plays this weekend. But anyway, with that walk-by that I did with Aaron Jones the other day, he kind of guaranteed that he was going to score a touchdown in this game at Lambeau Field. and that he was going to do what I guess I'll call the Vikings vault. Can't call it the Lambeau Leap. I'll call it the Vikings vault, and he's going to jump into the crowd. What do you think of that, Double B? I mean, Brett from Iowa.
Yeah, thank you, PA. Good morning as well.
And good morning. What do you guys think about Aaron Jones? I know we just talked about it, but give us your best 10 seconds.
Yeah, I just think we're going to have an opportunity to run at Micah Parsons in some respects today.
I like that.
Or not today, on Sunday. I like that. I appreciate when we've actually done it, the mixing of Mason and Aaron Jones. And stupidly, a couple weeks ago in taking Jordan Mason, if we are in the low red, it will be Aaron Jones who gets the lion's share of those opportunities. I like a short pass or a short run into the end zone.
Well,
for him.
depending on the D&D.
Yeah, you got to be your best when your best is required. But
High red or low red.
The ops are important all Sunday.
As long as the concrete is dried.
The posture and the base balance body position with your feet and eyes are very critical.
And can we just stay out of the weighty downs, by the way? Can we just please do that?
I know.
I don't want to get to the weighty downs. I want to handle business on first and second.
Because it works on the neurological pathways of all of us.
And what I would say is you can be a situational master if you hand the ball off to Jordan Mason.
I mean, I'm applauding you right now. That's very well done.
That was a throwback. Situational masters has not been used for a while.
Okay, what's your name and where are you from?
Lisa Giddings Ramsey.
Hi, Lisa. I'm just here simply for my dollar. I mean, I threw a bunch of pull tabs into the crowd because I got bored with playing that stupid game, and you won $100, so you owe me $1 for that pull tab I threw your way.
But you played yours wrong.
Well, I understand that, but you played yours right with my money, so you owe me $1.
No.
So you ain't going to give me $1.
No.
Okay, you won $100 off a pull tab that I gave to you. Now, forget my $1. Here's the deal, okay? I want one of you with that free money you just fell into to give each server $20. Okay.
Wow.
Each server right here $20. Right. I don't want that mozzarella stick, man. It's got too much cheese. It's border battle weekend. So anyway, tip the servers, okay? Damn, man. You leave the western suburbs and everybody gets tight with the pockets. Holy cow. Vikes Bites provided by
Thousand Hills Lifetime Graze Grass-Fed Beef.
You mentioned Jonathan Grenard earlier.
Hey.
I mean, what do you think? I would have, if we had done this Vike Bite on Monday, I would have been like, yeah, I'll bet $1,000 he's going to be on the trip and play. I'm not saying he's not, but it's closer to 50-50 than I thought it would be in Good Morning.
Yeah, good morning. If you'd have bet $1,000, you would obviously, it would have been nice to have the 100 back. The Jonathan Grenard thing, I would say Kevin O'Connell made a comment Monday that he hopes to get some snaps from Jonathan Grenard, and we'll just see. He was limited yesterday. Today, if he's not full, then I expect him probably to be questionable, and then it's a dice roll. But the hope would be
we need him back.
That Dallas Turner, who had a good game last week,
it was fine,
specifically against a backup tackle in Theo Bennett and tight ends Durham Smythe and Cole Kmet.
Yeah.
You would hope that Dallas Turner's speed could get at Rasheed Walker. Paul is like all the way.
Cole Kmet won reps consistently against Dallas.
Yeah, that's why. Look,
the Cowboys have nothing to do with this, okay?
It was a reminder for me that when you see these pressure stats that I love, I'm a nerd, I love analytics, 7 pressure rate, all this stuff, like that. Those stats need context of opponent, of situation, and all that stuff. Anyway, I'm Paul's in the back.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, what do you got?
What is your name and where are you from?
Molly from Plymouth.
Do you have a question for Vikes Bites?
How's Darisaw going to do against Micah Parsons?
Look at that. Darisaw one-on-one against Micah Parsons. What do you think about? Hey, high fives for everybody.
Great question.
I'd give you a pull tab, but you'll probably hit 1,000 and get cheap on me. So I'm just going to go ahead and keep that to myself.
So the last time that Christian Darisaw faced off against Micah Parsons, I'm not sure if you'll recall.
Oh, is that the 40-3?
It was 2022.
40-3.
The Vikings hosted the Cowboys.
Wow.
Still high off the Bills' victory.
Christian Darisaw exited that game with an injury. And that was part of the reason that game spiraled. So, you would hope that this weekend, in this matchup, Christian Darisaw can give it back to Micah Parsons. But he's tough. He's going to line up over Donovan Jackson. He's going to line up over Will Fries.
Yeah.
And if you're in long downs and distances, I mean, I'm going to be walking in the press box getting cheese curds instead of worrying about what that's looking like, because it's not going to be pretty.
Well, here's the key thing, though, is that 3 years ago, Micah Parsons was a 3-down player. He is no longer a 3-down player. So now we get back into the weighty downs, in this case for our particular offense, and maybe fewer reps leads to one-on-one winning for Darisaw. What do you think?
Well, just be careful when you're throwing it to avoid the block shot.
That's a classic.
I'm out. I got no more. Do you?
I don't know. Posture. We use posture.
Yeah, we use posture.
Use posture.
What about complete power of the completion?
Oh, power of the completion, pitch and catch.
Pitch and catch.
Pitch and catch.
We can play. No, look. The Micah Parsons thing. If you leave him one-on-one, it's a problem.
Most of those.
And that's whether it's Darisaw, O'Neal, Lane Johnson. I don't care who it is. It is staying out of 3rd and long so that you can keep Micah Parsons away from J.J. McCarthy.
Don't you think we talk about like the idea of handcuffing a tight end a little too often? Like we just think about, well, just throw Oliver over there, throw Hawkinson over there. It's not really pragmatic or reasonable to say throughout the context of an entire game that you can do that.
Right, because then you only have so many players out in the route, which means less all 5 eligibles for J.J. McCarthy.
Well, I'm kind of
which
thinking
means fewer explosives potentially.
I mean, Micah's a good player, and Micah has 8 sacks in 9 starts, 10 games. But don't you compensate Darisaw and/or O'Neal for moments like that?
I mean,
one-on-one?
Yeah, but
not every time, but to minimize the handcuff.
Yeah, I mean, you do, but
what about one-on-one with a ham chip?
Yeah, and I like that idea.
Okay.
I think you'll see that a fair amount. No, you compensate them, but this guy is at a different. It's like him and Myles Garrett and maybe Will Anderson right now, where regardless of how much you pay the tackles, like they're going to get theirs, and so it's incumbent upon the quarterback to get rid of it.
Don't forget Aiden Hutchinson
And the design to mitigate the amount that they affect the quarterback. So it's a good question, though.
What's your name and where are you from? It's Vikes Bites.
Bobber from the future.
Hello, Bobber. You're from the future. What's the future look like?
It looks great.
Must be. It's so bright you have to wear shades.
That's right.
All right, what's the question?
Was it expected to answer
Is
that?
JJ gonna connect to JJ for the payday on Sunday against the Packers?
Yep, there it is. JJ to JJ for the payday. Is it going to happen this weekend? Well, wait a second. You're from the future. You're supposed to be able to give us that answer. What do you guys think?
Well, I just think the targets remain. As we talked about, when JJ was healthy and he was going to play, what was he going to do? He was going to try to find 18, and he did that. And he continues to try to find 18. This goes back to not being able to see the future, whether the kid can just throw on time and throw it in the right freaking direction.
Yeah, I mean, look, I Justin Jefferson, I do want to use this question to say one thing. I think Justin Jefferson and the way he's handled this whole situation should be really, really praised, because there are a lot of players across this league who would probably be louder in the media, who would be even more frustrated on game day than he has been at times. And so I want to use this to praise like the maturity level.
But why is that praiseworthy? See, I'm on the other side of that.
Okay, I just think it's rare. I think it's rare.
Okay, yeah, but I mean that's analogous to the knucklehead factor in the league, and he's not one. But I mean, this is how humanity is supposed to work.
So it's rare, but it should be a standard.
It should be, but you don't see it often. It is rare, and so when you see something rare, praise it is kind of my perspective with this.
Yeah, that's sad.
Well,
it's very unfortunate, but anyway.
But I don't know. I'm not like is that a parenting strategy? When you see something good that you barely see, shouldn't you praise it? I don't know.
But he's not a child.
No, he's not. You're right. You're right.
Let's. What's your name and where are you from?
My name is Brent from Camas, Washington.
Oh, you came in from the state of Washington.
I drove 19 hours to get here.
Holy
wow. Welcome. My man drove 19 hours to come to the Friday football feast. Round of applause. Oh, and Thanksgiving with family, but anyway.
Well, and it took him 3 hours with the stoplights on 65, but he got here.
You got a question for us?
Yeah, I've wanted to ask Paul this question for a while. Who would you rather have all time? Harrison Smith or Troy Polamalu?
Oh, wow! You've been wanting to ask me that question for quite some time. Oh, wow! All right, plug in the purple and gold computer. I would prefer Harrison Smith. It's not even close because if they let him run all over the field, he would play like Polamalu. If they let him grow his hair out, he would also have a Head and Shoulders commercial. They're both fine players. They're different players. I can't answer that question because Polamalu was the bomb, but Hitman also has been the bomb. Great question. Sorry to go gray area on you. Do you guys have an opinion on that?
Well, I'd go. I mean, I'm a Mankato kid, so I'm super biased.
I'm biased too.
It's the Hitman, and even just a blanket. You can go and look at this up. I'm pretty confident. I could take an L here. Statistically, Hitman has been infinitely more productive over the course of his career than Polamalu was. Polamalu was used differently. To your point, PA, he's jumping snap counts and making sacks, and I mean he's hoisting a trophy, and good for him. But Hitman, over the course of his career, has meant more to our defense. I think he's shown up. I mean, 200 games in, maybe it doesn't look as good as it did the first 5 or 6. But Hitman, statistically, and I think equity-wise from a time perspective, I would take him every time.
Yeah, I'm a Harrison Smith guy. My question for our guy from Washington is: he driving back for the Seattle game next weekend?
Oh wow!
I mean, yeah.
Why?
Oh, you'll be there?
Where are you going to meet him at Sean Kemp's dispensary?
I'd take a tour.
Don't ask how I know that. Okay. Last bike bite. By the way, Vikes Bites provided by
Thousand Hills, lifetime grazed, grass-fed beef.
What's your name and where are you from?
Patty, and I'm from East Bethel.
Hello, and what's your question for the cast?
How do you think Ryan Kelly's going to do coming out of concussion protocol?
How about that? Now that's a Vike bite right there.
That's a good question.
That's maybe the greatest question of the segment.
It's really good.
Back Ryan Kelly.
How does my first thing with Ryan Kelly coming back from the concussion is I just hope he stays healthy through this game. Yeah. And I know from conversations, like, this guy loves the game. He really wants to still play football. I mean, there's been the last month and a half, 2 months since he suffered the concussion. There's been a lot of work behind the scenes done on what is this going to take to make it as safe as possible. New helmet, Guardian cap. Like, how much do you really want to play? And it's pretty clear that Ryan Kelly just loves the game too much to walk away. He's been in the locker room a ton. So I expect him to play pretty well, to be honest. I mean, I think to have Donovan Jackson and Will Fries next to him, to have that tackle group in the run game in particular.
Can you confirm for me, this is going to be the first time we see the preferred, what is it, 17, 18 combinations? And finally, game 11, we get to see the preferred starting 5.
Crazy. And I said this last week, I think, but I mean, the health of the Vikings team right now, to be this late in the season and be this healthy, it is, I know it's been a slog to get to this point, but it is pretty impressive that they have the level of health that they have right now.
Yeah, the concrete's starting to dry.
Okay, last one. What's your name? Where are you from?
Jared from Minneapolis.
Do you have a question?
Yeah, when are you guys going to go to break?
Break time from Buffalo Wild Wings. Blaine, back after this. Alrighty, we got a shorty here for you. And then the Sultan of Smug, David Sinekin, Packer review and preview at TC Head Cheese via the X Machine. David Sinekin will join us for some border battle conversation. Don't at us and don't hate him. David and I have been friends for about a quarter century. He's my hippie brother. So we've been doing the border battle for quite some time. He's 6-3-1. We're 4-6. It's been the other way before, and we think you'll enjoy what's set to unfurl about 10 minutes from now. Alec Lewis, The Athletic, theathletic.com, courtesy of Steve's Appliances and stevesappliances.com. Nordo, mad producer from 9 to noon, and I'm Paul Allen. In this shorty, let's have each of you, because I want Alec to expound on something he said earlier.
Ooh.
Who wins the NFC North and why? Bears are 7-3, Packers 6-3-1, Kitties 6-4, defending champs though. Purple 4-6. You like Green Bay to win the division?
I do.
Why?
I just please see, this is brutal at a feast to have to back this opinion on the feast.
No, it's not. No, they're point. What's point like 8? What's the cutoff bit?
Oh, 0.08 would be the lead.
0.08. Yeah, they're about 0.06.5 right now, so you can sneak one by them.
Which is
line level for them.
They're going to get Jaden Reed back. Jaden, not this weekend.
Oh.
Not this weekend in general.
I feel like where the hell did that come from?
No. They're going to get him back over the course of this season.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll be a critical weapon for them. But I like the staff a lot. I trust the offense that they put together and Jeff Hafley on the defensive side.
Yep.
And then you're not going to like this.
Hold on. Ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, no, please.
The Minnesota Vikings cheerleaders have arrived. Can I get a witness? And a raucous round of applause. I'm not going to like what? We're not doing a best play-by-play guy in the league, and Larrabee just daggered me. We're talking about the teams.
No, and I like Jordan Love. And I am of the opinion that right now...
Why do you think I don't like Jordan Love? No, it's. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and explain myself over 5 minutes.
No, we can do that.
I don't trust him in big moments, and I have plenty of context that would indicate he shrinks when it's the hottest, okay? And it's not just one time, it's multiple times. So, and I've said it before, if Jordan Love comes up with some cold-blooded connections in pressure-filled moments that helps them advance in the postseason, then I'll say, hey, good job, my brother. Same thing for Sam Darnold. That type of pressure is not for everybody.
No, you're right.
And so far, he hasn't been able to handle it.
You're right.
Other than that, see, those quarterbacks are the worst kind to have because they get big deals, they take you so far, and right when you're set to get that boat ashore, all of a sudden everybody's walking a plank. That's like if I had to have an official take on that quarterback, that's what it is. That's it.
No, I mean we could have done that over a glass of tequila, or we could do it now. I mean
we just did it. So I don't,
No, I think that's a very fair take. I believe that he is the best quarterback in the division. That's what I believe.
I'd take Jared Goff over him 10 of 10 times.
And a lot of people probably would. The athleticism, the ability to create, the overall arm talent, that's where I'm at. And so for me, the division, I just go Green Bay. That's where I am.
Got it. Now, with the games this weekend, I charged the cast to find a point spread underdog and tell us why the team is going to win. So, for instance, I've married myself to an opinion the last day and change for whatever the reason. It may be bunk. But I think Cincinnati, with Joe Burrow returning at home, is going to beat the New England Patriots. And yes, I know Jamar Chase is not playing. It's kind of a record thing. Is this a 10-2 team? Is this a 3-8 team? Maybe it is. We'll see. But I think Cincinnati at plus 220 is how we describe in the business. I like Cincinnati to beat New England this weekend as an underdog winner. Do you guys have any underdog winners that you can stamp for the throng?
Well, I went on. I'm taking the Cardinals +3 at home against the visiting Jaguars.
I like that.
Jags are 0-2 against the spread this year, and they're 1-1 as a team, blown out by Houston, and they beat the Raiders by a point. I just think they're an incredibly unpredictable and uneven team. The type of team that'll lose an easy one, and then they'll put 35 on the Chargers the next week. That is the Jaguars. They are an identity-less team for the most part at this stage, battling their way through the South. I just need a couple of scores out of Brissett at home as a 3-point dog to find my way into the winner's circle. I think they can do that.
Digging it. Alec?
There are two that I like. The first, the Colts.
They're dogs?
Against the Chiefs in Kansas City.
At Arrowhead.
Wow. And what's the point spread?
3.5.
Wow.
And look, I mean,
Colts off a bye.
Kansas City needs to win the game desperately. So, and they're usually winning these spots.
like that.
But this would be like a very Patrick Mahomes in that offense has not been rhythmic, and that Colts defense with Lou Anarumo has had his number many times in the past when he was in Cincinnati as the DC. Lou Anarumo threw some curveballs at Mahomes, so that's the first one.
Digging it.
And then the second game would be the Vikings.
Vikings +6, so probably +230, something like that.
You're playing to the crowd, are you?
I mean, I think there's definitely a doable path. With
Division games have more 50-50 to them than the point spreads indicate.
And create 2 turnovers and could be in the game.
Yeah.
I mean, that's that. I mean, the Vikings.
I almost went with that one. That'd be like 2 or 3 for me if I had to pick one.
We talked about this last week, Nordo. Like, you could sit there and be like, man, the Vikings should have 2 wins. Or you could also sit there and say the Vikings should have 7 or 8 wins if they just win the turnover margin in some of these games. And that's why part of it, for as
the most recent two,
rough sometimes as the offenses looked, like they've been in the fight in all of these games.
But see, I mean, and I'm not saying they won't take one from Love, because Byron Murphy Jr. had just the craziest game at Lambeau last year, and you were there. Remember, I mean, he couldn't get out of his way, and they were picking on him play after play after play. Then all of a sudden, playing into what I was talking about Love, and seriously, that contract that he got is ridiculous. So until it's not ridiculous, because they're not going to be able to fortify that village eventually, but we'll let it play out. Then Love did what he does. He threw one of those punt passes. Nobody's around except the other team. Murphy intercepted it. Byron got a little confidence. Next possession or within the next 2, Green Bay's moving again. Murphy punches it away from Tucker Kraft by the sideline. It was an up and down day for that kind of plays into the Love narrative.
Didn't they come storming back in that game? I remember it was the day after Alabama played Georgia, and it was almost like a similar formula in the game. Why you're laughing?
It was 28-0, and then we love Speedy, but the muff. The muff on the punt. And I think that was just before halftime or late stages of the second quarter. And then Love just emerged. He almost went for 400 yards in there.
Yeah, out of nowhere. And I remember, but they were playing soft zone a lot of the game, and he just ate it up. But, yeah, I mean, the turnover stuff defensively, it's such an aspect of this season. Last year, the Vikings were really close in leading the NFL in turnovers. This year, they just haven't come. And as boring and as non-sexy as that subject is,
no, it's true.
That statistic is the game.
Big time.
Clean game wins the game.
And from I shared this yesterday, Jordan Love, week 12 on as a starter. 25 touchdowns, 1 interception. So they tell me this is when he really gets hot in regular season games.
We'll find out.
Get him another opportunity this weekend, isn't he?
I'm going to see you at halftime.
KFAN. You come down to the
Packer. You're going to be crossing paths with Ed Policy to go to the bathroom up there in the press box, and he's going to have thrown 2 picks, and you're just going to wink.
I love when you come to the Vox Box at halftime, so please do that again, okay?
Sounds good.
When we return, Sultan of Smug, David Sinekin, joins us at Buffalo Wild Wings Blaine, and we mix it up via the border battle at FM 100.3 KFAN.